Welcome to the YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub, your one-stop solution for expert guidance, best practices, and actionable knowledge in the world of contact centers. Explore, learn, and enhance contact center skills. In this session, we'll explore how to define AWT targets that work for your customers, your agents, and your business. Let's start with industry standards and benchmarks for average wait time. For voice calls, the most common benchmark is the well-known 80-20 rule, that's 80% of calls answered within 0 seconds. It's a simple, measurable target that has shaped expectations for decades. For email, the standard is far more relaxed. Customers generally accept a first reply within 4 to 6 hours, as long as they know their issue is being tracked. For chat and social media, expectations are the exact opposite. These are real-time channels where customers want attention almost instantly, typically within 30 to 60 seconds. Anything longer feels like being ignored in a live conversation. The key insight here is clear: targets must be channel-specific. You cannot apply the same AWT benchmark across voice, email, and digital channels. Each has its own rhythm, customer expectation, and service promise. By aligning your targets with these benchmarks, you set realistic goals that respect both the customer experience and operational realities. Next, let's look at how customer experience goals, specifically CSAT and NPS, influence AWT targets. If customer satisfaction and loyalty are top priorities, then your wait time strategy must reflect it. That means setting aggressive AWT targets for real-time channels like voice, chat, and social media. Customers on these channels expect quick attention, and every extra second in the queue lowers their perception of service quality. For high-value customer segments, the expectations are even greater. Many organizations establish VIP SLAs with much tighter wait thresholds. These could mean priority routing, specialized queues, or faster response guarantees to protect relationships and lifetime value. The takeaway is simple: when CSAT and NPS drive your strategy, AWT cannot be treated as a back-office metric. It becomes a frontline commitment, one that directly determines how customers feel about your brand. Now let's talk about the role of service level agreements and SLA commitments in shaping AWT targets. In BPO environments, SLAs are often legally binding and very strict. For example, contracts may specify that 80% of calls must be answered within 20 seconds. Missing those targets doesn't just hurt performance, it can trigger financial penalties and impact vendor credibility. That's why in BPO contracts, AWT targets are usually much tighter to ensure compliance. In contrast, in-house contact centers often have a little more flexibility. Instead of chasing penalties or bonuses, they may balance AWT targets with a broader focus on overall quality, looking at first call resolution, customer satisfaction, or long-term loyalty. Here, AWT is still important, but it's optimized in harmony with other service measures rather than enforced by contract. The insight is clear: your SLA environment dictates your AWT strategy. In outsourced settings, precision and compliance take center stage. In internal centers, flexibility allows leaders to prioritize service quality without the constant pressure of penalties. Another important factor in setting AWT targets is channel complexity and the type of query. For simple queries, such as FAQs, order status updates, or basic account checks, customers expect near-instant responses. These are low-effort interactions that can often be handled by bots, self-service tools, or quick live agent replies. That's why AWT targets for these cases are typically lower and more aggressive. On the other hand, complex queries like technical troubleshooting, escalations, or sensitive complaints naturally require more time and expertise. Customers are often willing to wait a little longer if they know the issue is complicated and will be resolved properly. In these situations, slightly higher AWT targets are acceptable as long as communication and reassurance are provided. The key insight is that not all interactions should be measured with the same stopwatch. By differentiating AWT targets based on query type and channel complexity, you deliver a service that feels responsive where speed matters most and thoughtful where quality matters more. Let's now look at how interaction volume and forecasting accuracy shape AWT targets. During peak periods, like product launches, marketing campaigns, seasonal surges, or even unexpected outages, call and message volumes can spike dramatically. In these situations, centers often need to either add more staff or temporarily relax AWT targets to manage customer expectations without burning out the workforce. By contrast, during off-peak hours, when demand is naturally lower, it's possible to aim for stricter AWT targets without increasing cost. This is where forecasting accuracy becomes critical. Knowing when and where demand will rise or fall allows you to set realistic service goals while controlling expenses. The key insight is that AWT isn't static. It flexes with volume patterns and the accuracy of your forecasts. The better you anticipate demand, the more effectively you can balance resources, cost, and customer satisfaction. Another key factor in setting AWT targets is the size of the workforce and the level of agent skills. In larger teams, especially those with cross-skilled agents who can handle multiple channels or query types, it's much easier to achieve lower AWT. These teams have the flexibility to move resources where they're needed most, reducing bottlenecks and keeping queues under control. By contrast, in smaller centers, or in environments struggling with high attrition, staffing gaps become more visible. With fewer agents and limited specialization, it's often necessary to set slightly more relaxed AWT targets to preserve both service quality and agent well-being. The insight here is simple: workforce capacity directly defines service speed. Bigger, cross-trained teams can afford tighter AWT goals, while smaller or stretched teams need realistic targets to avoid compromising quality. In short, your AWT strategy should reflect the strength and flexibility of your people, not just the expectations of your customers. Technology maturity is another powerful factor in shaping AWT targets. Contact centers that leverage AI chatbots, IVR systems, and skill-based routing can significantly reduce average wait time. These tools deflect simple queries, guide customers quickly to the right agent, and make the best use of available resources. The result? Tighter, more ambitious AWT targets become achievable without adding excessive cost. On the other hand, centers still operating with legacy systems often struggle. Outdated routing logic, siloed data, or limited automation mean customers wait longer just to be connected. In such environments, leaders are forced to set more realistic, higher wait thresholds until technology investments catch up. The key takeaway is clear: your technology maturity defines your service capability. The more advanced your automation and routing, the lower your wait times can be. Until then, expectations must be set carefully to balance what's possible with what's promised. Finally, let's connect average wait time targets to financial and cost efficiency goals. On one hand, setting very aggressive AWT targets can look impressive, but they often come with a price. If automation and self-service aren't in place, hitting those targets usually means higher staffing costs, more agents, more overtime, and higher operational spend. On the other hand, Balanced AWT targets allow you to optimize resources. By finding the right middle ground, you control labor costs while still protecting service quality. Customers get timely support, and the business avoids unnecessary expense. The insight is clear: AWT targets should not be set in isolation. They must align with the organization's financial strategy, balancing efficiency with customer experience. In short, the smartest leaders treat AWT as both a service promise and a cost lever, making sure every second of wait time is optimized for value. Another factor that shapes AWT targets is geographic and time zone coverage. In today's global, 24/7 contact center environment, different regions carry different customer expectations. For example, in North America, where service standards are often very high, centers may set tighter AWT targets to match customer expectations and competitive benchmarks. In contrast, in back-office or support-heavy markets, customers may be more tolerant of slightly longer waits, especially if the focus is on cost efficiency or if interactions are less time-sensitive. Here, AWT targets can be slightly relaxed without damaging satisfaction. The key insight is that one global target rarely works. Instead, leading organizations adapt AWT thresholds by region and time zone, ensuring service levels are competitive and appropriate to local expectations while still efficient at a global scale. In short, AWT strategies must reflect not just the channel or the query, but also where the customer is and when they reach out. Finally, let's look at the role of historical data and performance trends in setting AWT targets. The most effective targets are grounded in reality, and that reality comes from your past 6 to 12 months of AWT performance. By studying these trends, leaders can set progressive targets that steadily improve service without creating sudden shocks to the operation. What's important to remember is that sudden, aggressive changes often backfire. If you try to cut wait times overnight without the right staffing, tools, or processes, you risk hurting both service quality and agent morale. Agents may feel overwhelmed, customers may still face delays, and the center ends up missing both operational and satisfaction goals. The insight here is simple: use history to guide progress. Build on what has worked, correct what hasn't, and set targets that move the organization forward at a sustainable pace. In short, AWT goals should evolve like a journey, informed by the past, realistic in the present, and ambitious for the future. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel, Contact Center Knowledge Hub. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights. See you in the next video.